You are listening to the On Purpose Podcast. What's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's show. As always, it's an honor to be here with you. And by the time this airs, we're just finishing celebrating Labor Day in the United States. And I kind of found it good timing to share this solo episode with you. And it's something that's it's been weighing on me for a while, and it was one of the main reasons I retired from work as young as I did, or from my career as young as I did, and that is what I call human being, not a human doing. Right? I'm a human being, not a doing. And I was recently reading a study in which they're finding research and data that's saying busyness is becoming a badge of honor amongst us, a marker of self-worth, and that a lack of time to do stuff, to decompress, is actually becoming a direct indicator of your social status. Right, think about that for a minute. Literally, we're finding research that's saying humans are valuing being busier and productive at their job more than almost every other aspect of their life. And as I've been pondering this, and one of the things I've really loved about the lifestyles changes we made and traveling full time and getting out in nature is that I get much more time just to be myself and to explore myself and my thoughts and what is it I want to be doing. And I started reflecting back to previous chapters in my life where my day was spent looking at a color-coded calendar full of tasks and events that started from when I woke up and ended when I went to bed. Made up of things like office meetings, specific job tasks, when I was supposed to work out, which kid I was taking to what activity and when. My calendar was so full that I actually had a separate color that I would change events to if the activity was completed. So that at the end of the day, I could measure my value, I could measure my productivity by looking at the day and seeing what color most of the events were. If they were all the completed activity color, I knew, man, that was a great day. I got everything done. If there was things that hadn't been switched colors, I'd pull them into the next day. Now they became the next day stuff. Right? And there were so many things that I was being fed at that stage in my life, so much influence that was talking about how to manage your calendar and task stacking and getting to be the most productive in this time. Right? In our office, it was such a status symbol that your calendars were shared with your other teammates and your boss so that you could look and see how busy each other was. And it wasn't busy like productive. It wasn't how productive everybody was. It was simply how busy you were. How much stuff did you have packed into your calendar? Right? And it was great to have somebody try to schedule a meeting with you, and when they go to your calendar, it says the next meeting available is a week from now. Right? That just showed them how busy and how important you were, that you just didn't have time to collaborate. I remember there was a time when our boss would print out each of our calendars and go to his boss, and showing them how busy our calendar said we were was justification for more bodies or how overworked we were. Right? It's a ridiculous cycle, and it wasn't unique to just me or the team I was on or the industry I was in. We have research that's showing us it's happening to people all across the board. All types of jobs, all types of industries, all types of geographical areas. And it's weird that we're finding that humans are having a satisfaction in telling other people they're too busy. Too busy for small talk with a friend. Too busy to go to coffee. Too busy to book that vacation that you earn time off to take. You're too busy to work out, to go for a walk, to check in with yourself for that physical and mental health. right? We can all stop for a minute and think, I'm too busy for this, that, whatever it is that's unique to our life, we're too busy. And at some point, suddenly, all the stuff you were too busy to do is going to be gone. The kids are going to be grown. The relationships you haven't nourished are going to dry up. The passions, the interests, the dreams you had that belong to you and live within you outside of what you do to make money were never pursued. You see, we're not human doings. We are not human doings. That we're not supposed to be working all day, every day. We're human beings. That means we're being present for ourselves, present in nature, having quiet times in our days to clear our heads, to listen to our hearts, to love, laugh, cry if we need to. We need quiet time to process, heal, evaluate, reflect on where we've been, see where we're at, and get an idea of where we're headed. What we're also seeing is that many times being busy is quite honestly an excuse, a reason, or a cover story we tell ourselves and others as to why we don't deal with ourselves. Why we don't make that improvement in our lives. So how can we do that? How can we become more of a human being and less of a doing? A couple things for me that come to mind as I prepared for this and I've been thinking about it and studying is making sure you have a great morning ritual. That means when we first wake up in the morning, no emails, no cell phone, no social media to start your day. Let's practice gratitude first. What are we grateful for this very morning? And if you're like, I don't know. How about this? How about you're grateful for waking up? It's a great place to start because many people didn't today. How about we're grateful for shelter, food, love, whatever it is you have right around you. Be grateful. When we start our day with gratitude versus task-oriented, gratitude, appreciation versus to-do list, we are being, not doing. And then let's try this. Let's try structuring being time into our day. A space where we can walk quietly, sit and observe, listen to the birds, just be present. This is not time away from your desk. Boss, I need to go be, and you take your phone and you're still checking emails. You're still scrolling social media. That's still doing. I'm talking about being quiet. Just be somewhere. Listen, observe. And if you're still in an industry or a job where that calendar is critical for you and you got to have a bunch of shit in it, put being time in your calendar. Book it until you create habits where it automatically takes place. The other thing I want to share is, how about this? If you're listening to our show, if you're in our community and you're a boss or a leader of people, first off, how about you start leading by example by doing this, creating that being time for you. And then take the novel step to require each of your team members to require being time for them. Put it in the schedule. Make it part of your culture that every day, every so often, we're taking time to just be. We're getting away from the doing. And I'm guessing you're going to be shocked at how much more productive and, more importantly, how much happier the team members will be when they get to decompress, to just be, and not feel the pressure to constantly be busy, but actually to value productivity. Let me know your thoughts and message me on any of the platforms you're consuming this podcast on ideas that you have or implementing these on becoming and being more human being and less doing. As always, it's an honor to be here with you and to serve you, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart that you show up for me every week and that I'm in this place to serve you all, and we'll never take that for granted. But I do want to just tell you, let's practice being. Less doing, more being. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next week. And remember, team, life is far too short to live any other way than on purpose. We will see you all again next week.